Welcome, podcast fans. It's time for the What's Up Bro podcast show presented by J&J Production Studios, the home for all your entertainment needs. All kinds of great topics discussed every week, a variety of different themes offered, special guest appearances, prize giveaways, and so much more. Stay tuned. And now, here are your hosts, Sam Crow and Big Hoss.
Hello, good evening, everybody, and welcome. It is time for the What's Up Bro podcast show, brought to you by J&J Production Studios, your number one home for entertainment. It's Saturday night, August the 12th, and we are still celebrating our anniversary weekend. In case you missed last night's episode, which we covered, it is officially now 1 year since we've launched the first couple episodes of the show, which you can check back those anywhere because we have them up at your favorite podcast streaming service. And you can listen to I've been playing some clips from them we did last night. We might do some tonight. However, number one, you might notice we are starting a bit earlier. And number two, there's a very good reason as well, because we have a huge episode tonight. Because, if you couldn't tell from the title, we have our good friend Miranda Maverick back with us to chat tonight. We're going to talk about her most recent fights. We're going to get into, she had a fight that she had lost back in June. She just won a fight in end of July. Going to do some contrast and asking her about, what the difference is, how it feels, and some of her mental preparation and thought process through that, amongst some other things, of course. And so it's going to be huge. A great way to cap off this weekend for our 1 year anniversary, which still can't believe it. Still hasn't quite sunk in yet. And it still just feels like it was yesterday. I mean, I know it's been a year, and we're more than 100 episodes in with the main show. Not to mention all the other podcasts that we have, which you can always check out too. We've got several shows up and about there. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to have you guys listen to her talk here. We're going to have her on in just a few moments, standing by. We wanted to start just a little bit, just so I can kind of go over a couple of quick announcements, talk a little bit about in preparation for having her come on, and then we'll take a short pause and break as we get her on here. And then for the duration of the rest of the show tonight, we'll have our segment with Miranda here. She'll be with us for probably about a half an hour. And then for the last few minutes that we have, we'll wrap up. We'll probably play a couple more clips, at least from our archive, because we do want to share some more of those. I know there's a couple of good ones out there yet that we didn't get to. We might go over some social media as well. That's still a possibility. Again, nothing really exciting for those posts. We didn't do a whole lot. I think the majority of them, other than just letting you guys know that we are on social media, were when our episodes go live, because we linked all of that to when we have our podcast episodes that are streaming. And so nothing too fancy there, not like the episodes themselves, which is kind of what we're going to do. But nevertheless, be that as it may, we are going to jump right in here. A couple quick announcements for you guys, just to give you an update in case you missed anything last night and missed anything on social media. Please make sure you subscribe to our to any of our social media, or at least follow us, so that you get all these updates. But we do have some rebranding. We did rebrand a couple of our podcasts that we had. We updated the Nighttime Sleep podcast, which is now called ASMR Nighttime Sleep. New episode is on there that we put out. It's called the ASMR Experiment. Going to have some more content there. A lot of great response back from that, so thank you guys so much there. Going to do more. That just gives us incentive to put more effort to do that. So that's coming up there. We also rebranded. We had a show picked out. Big Hoss was going to do a D&D and fantasy game show, but that did not pan out. Might happen in the future. So now we have the What's Up Bro review show, which we're going to use to review movies, books, TV shows, video games, other podcasts that give you guys some ideas what to listen to, maybe give you some thoughts on what you want to try out, some other hobbies, like I mentioned cooking. You want to do some cooking, and maybe we'll review some recipes, some other kind of hobby projects, that kind of stuff. All kinds of neat things we have there. So those are brand new. We have them there. A new episode of the review show will come soon. I have an idea what we're going to do for the very first one, which we will keep you guys posted and updated when we get there. It'll be coming out soon. I can promise you that. So that's huge. New one, actually, that we have an update to is we had some new artwork done, which I wasn't going to share. We weren't supposed to have it for a few days, but the person that we had do it actually got it done quickly, and I just instituted that tonight. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you can go there. Please make sure you're subscribed and click the notifications bell to be notified when content is uploaded. If you look at the background banner, we had it adjusted because YouTube had changed their, I'm not sure if you call it policy, or they changed the infrastructure of the page where the links are no longer featured at the top of the banner background. Links are available there, you can still click on. But we wanted to incorporate all of our social media and majority of the podcast streaming services into a new refurbished banner, which is up there now. It looks really great. You can check that out. Just installed it up there now, or uploaded it rather. It looks fantastic and amazing. Hope you guys enjoy that. Links, of course, will still be available. In addition to which, we're also working on, we are in development of working on a website, which we have going in the process of doing as well. Hopefully that'll be done by the end of the year. Stay tuned for that. That's going to incorporate a lot of other features. We are working diligently to get that up and running for you guys to allow more great content, more opportunity to engage with us, and do a lot of fun activities as well. Also, I didn't mention that if you guys noticed, it is just me here tonight. Big Hoss, again, on his adventures, wishing everybody well wishes. He's out door dashing tonight there. So again, if you're in the Colorado area, please make sure you order from DoorDash because you might get a personal visit from Big Hoss himself. Say hi, ask for a selfie, maybe get an autograph. He's kind of good like that, so be a big surprise there. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be awesome. But I am here. I'm going to be talking with Miranda here shortly. It's going to be incredible and amazing, and we're so excited about this because we've been trying to plan this for a while. I know schedules have been crazy. Miranda's schedule has been crazy. She does not do interviews during fight weeks. She's also been traveling. We're going to talk about that a little bit as well. She's been doing special meet and greets around and also doing some training seminars as well. So she's been pretty busy over the summer. And we're going to find out, too, about the fight that came up in July because I feel like that was a sudden surprise, but I could be wrong. So we're going to talk about all that stuff and more and maximize our time with her, of course. Hope you guys are going to enjoy that as well. That's coming up very, very shortly, so make sure you don't go too far and go away. What we're going to do actually, too, is, as I said, we'll take a short commercial break. We just have to get everything situated and set up to get her in here. And hopefully we won't have any issues tonight with the internet because that's always a pain. So we're going to try to grin and bear with it and do our best that we can. But we hope you guys will enjoy this. It's going to be incredible. It's always nice to have, and it's a pleasure to have her back here again, which we're really excited and appreciate her doing so, which we will be sharing with her when she makes her appearance. I'm trying to think. I think that's everything as far as the announcements go. Yeah, I think so. Again, we usually miss a few things here and there, but we try to cover the main basis, which I believe I did here. And of course, there'll be new episodes of the show. Next weekend, we'll be back Friday and Saturday night per normal and have some great episodes there for you guys as well. Might do a game night if we have some other folks joining us. So all that and more coming up. You have to stick around for that and stay tuned. We'll definitely work on some fun stuff. It's going to be great. We are really trying to close out 2023 with a bang. We got a few months left. Trying to put in some more special guests. We're working on trying to corroborate there a little bit. Nothing is officially finalized yet, but some things are in the works. So stay tuned, of course, for that. We'll post updates as we get them. And we're going to mention it, too. I'm going to mention this now, but we're definitely going to mention it at the beginning when we talk to Miranda when she comes in. We have the photo in here for the cover art for the episode tonight. We have that signed photo that Miranda did that we have available, and we want to give that away. So make sure if you're tuning in tonight, let us know in the chats or like the photo. It is circulating on all social media. Share it, comment on it. You can find it. I believe we shared it even on the YouTube channel. I think there's the section that we shared there. So just let us know that you like it, or just give us some way to know we can track you for that so that we can enter you in to draw and give away for you. That's going to come up soon. We have a few people already. We want to get a few more. We want to get that going as well. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you do that. And if you want a chance to win it, you could be the lucky winner. So there you go. And you can have your own signed autograph photo of Miranda Maverick. It is framed already. We'll ship it that way to whoever the winner is if we send that out there. So make sure you jump on that and do not wait, because as soon as we have enough people that are interested, we are going to jump on that and make sure we pick a winner very shortly and not let this drag out any longer than it needs to. So that's going to be coming up as well. We're going to talk with Miranda too about her store, or merchandise that she has available. She may have a promotional code. We mentioned talking about that before. We'll find out, of course, as we talk to her tonight. And that gives you guys an opportunity to help support her. Check out her website and get yourself some cool merchandise, from clothing to gloves, autograph photos that are there she can do, autograph merchandise. There's so many things there. You can check that out. So we're going to talk about that and see what we got going there, and hopefully you guys will find something that is to your liking and that you can go and you can purchase, and that will go to support Miranda, which is always important, and we do try to do that. So we'll have that coming up and more very shortly. The time is getting close. We are almost at the top of the hour, which is why we started a bit early, because our clock starts with Miranda right at the 10 p.m. Eastern time slot, which we are vastly approaching here. So what we're actually going to do is probably in the next, I would say, minute or two, that's going to buy us a little time to ensure that we get Miranda in here, set up. We got everything pretty much ready to go. But we're going to play a little bit of a commercial, and then we're going to jump in here. So probably about 2 minutes which is exactly 2 minutes from now, we're going to take a short break. We want to maximize our time with Miranda, so we're going to get her in and then have some time there with her. And then, of course, we'll go a little bit after that to wrap up for the evening, too. We'll have a little bit extra time. So we will be finishing a bit earlier than normal tonight. But because it's a special occasion, too, and because we have that special guest tonight, we are willing to work with that. We always work with our guests who come on the show. It's at their leisure as far as what they want to do, how they want to come on, and how long they want to stay. So that's what we want to do for tonight. And, of course, we'll go over a couple things. We'll probably play a few more clips from our favorite episodes going in. We're going to scroll back through time, and again, it's always hard to listen going back, but it can be fun too. Really enjoyed, as I said last night, playing the episode. I went on Vigilantes Radio to do an interview there. That was fun. Looking forward to doing more of those in the future as well. So that we're going to have an opportunity to play some more favorites. We might play an episode of the Into the Martial Arts World. We'll play one of the newer ones. We'll see how that sounds too, because I haven't listened to those. That and so much more to close out the evening, to close out our celebratory weekend for our 1-year anniversary, which we're so thankful for. And again, thank you to all you guys too who makes it possible, because we couldn't do this without you, and you're the reason why we're here. So we thank you very, very much, and we always mean it. We love you all, and we can't wait to do so much more. Hope you'll be with us as we do that. If you're new here, don't worry. We love you all, as I said. So if you haven't put that much time in, we don't care. We are just happy to have you part of our audience here. So definitely welcome you, and love having you part of this community. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to take our short commercial break here. We're going to play a little bit, play a commercial, play some music for you guys. This is going to buy us some time. When we come back, we're going to dive right into it. We'll have Miranda here. We're going to chat with her and make this a huge part of our evening. This is the basis of our show for tonight. If you didn't catch the last episode with Miranda, you can catch it. It's up and available. You can go back and listen to it. But this is going to be a lot of fun and amazing and really exciting. We cannot wait. Hope you'll stick around for that. We'll be back shortly with Miranda Maverick coming up next, right after this. Stay tuned. Please make sure you don't go away. If you need a bathroom break or need to get a snack, now's the time to do it. We'll be back in just a moment. So hurry up, go quick. We'll see you shortly.
Hey audio fans, are you looking for fun and excitement? Have you been searching for that special show? You know, the one complete package you want in a podcast? Then check out the What's Up Bro podcast show and experience what true entertainment is all about. Stay tuned and don't miss the action. Available on your favorite streaming services, including YouTube. Thank you for all your support. And as always, we'll see you at the show.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Now it is time officially. Let's get her in here. We were having some technical difficulties. I just need to unmute myself. Start video. Working on it there. Okay, there's me. And okay, yep, we're just waiting for a connection here. Give us a second, please be patient. There we go. Checking audio there. Let's see.
I should be good. I'm just going to set up the camera.
Not a problem. So while we wait, again, some technical difficulties, or rather miscues on my bad, and I apologize there for you guys. That's why we're trying to get Miranda in here. So it's the price you pay, technically, when when you're running the show yourself. So literally, I am running the entire board and everything. So trying to make everything work. So we're going to get her in here in just a second. Just getting some things set up there. Let me adjust my... Okay, that works there. I can see you.
Works. It's really fuzzy, so I was hoping that I could turn it the other way, but it keeps changing it to safe driving mode and won't let me on if I do that. So
well, at least you...
have to deal with a fuzzy screen.
That's okay. At least we know you're safe, so there's no worries. Or if you're ever driving, you don't have to worry about it. And really, we're the only ones that can see each other anyway. So, but ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our special guest here again, Miranda Maverick, joins us again. Miranda, it's so nice to see you. How have you been? It's great to have you back here. What's going on?
Hey, the same as usual. Training every day. Just got done fighting a couple weeks ago, and trying to catch up with my regular job and house chores for now. So. People forget that there's a person behind the fighter and celebrities sometimes, and it's hard. It's hard catching up when you have all the hormones and weight cutting and dealing with that the whole time, and then you come back to kind of a destroyed house that I hadn't taken care of for a couple weeks during the short notice.
I suppose that's a fair point, and again, that's kind of why we like talking to people like that, because we forget that everybody's people just like we are. We're just boring, and we have everyday things that we do all the time, so we don't think about the people that we look up to and people that we watch on TV, that you are people too. So that is a very fair point. We share that. But yeah, you've had quite the schedule going. I know when we talked originally, and for you guys, if you haven't caught up, I had the rare privilege to meet Miranda in person. She was out closer to my neck of the woods back during your birthday weekend, actually. And it was a great pleasure. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do that again, but it was nice to actually see you in person. Of course, as well as you're with your hubby, who I haven't seen in a while. It was nice to see him too. We had a chance to catch up. But you were on quite the Grand Tour circuit. I mean, you had a meet and greet going on there. You had a few of those, I believe, as well as some training sessions that you went to a lot of places. So how was that? How was that schedule and touring all over and just being on the road? What was that like?
Yeah, it was good. After my Jasmine fight, I headed home for about a week, and then I went to Pennsylvania for some work stuff, but also to teach some seminars, do some meet and greets, hit North Carolina, Virginia, and then went down to Florida to train for about a week, a little over. And it was great. I got some really good hard training in Florida, and
awesome.
Then a day after I got back to Denver, ready to settle in and take a week off or so, I got a call for the short notice offer, and I said, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
I've been training. It's not like I was sitting at home on the sofa. I wasn't eating a bunch of crappy food even when I was traveling. I did fairly good.
Good for you.
A couple cheap meals, but did well. And so took the fight. It was a great decision. I'm glad I did. And now it is time for me to take a little bit of a break. But that being said, I try to stay ready for short notices all the time. I already gave word that if it's 2 weeks or more right now, I'm ready. And probably soon in the future, I'll be ready on 5-day notice.
That's interesting, and a lot of times I know athletes in really in any sport, whether it's traditional sports, football, baseball, basketball, even players that are not on any teams or anything, they always say we're keeping in shape because you never know when the phone's going to ring, and you want to get back out there. And it's interesting, too, because when we had slated to try to get you on, you only had the one fight, which unfortunately was a defeat for you, which I'm sure was or I know it wasn't because we talked about that. It wasn't exactly the way that you hoped it would go. But you did have a shot at redemption. If I'm reading the scorecard correctly, I believe it was you took that fight in was it the second or third round? Was it by submission, I think is what the stat sheet said? Am I correct?
Yep, I won via submission in the third round.
Okay, so there you go. So a nice way to bounce back. When you have moments from an athlete's point, and this is what I'm curious about because everybody handles it differently. You know you can't win them all. And, sometimes things don't go the way you plan. And when that happens, though, now this is kind of going before you knew this other fight was happening. What is your mindset when you suffer a defeat? Not to be too undelicate about it. But when you have that happen, what is your mindset when you bounce back? How do you keep yourself motivated to say, you know what, I just have to move on from this and I can't let it drag me down and throw a curveball. There's other opportunities. I have to get back on the horse and really just push myself to do better. And hopefully next time the result will change, which it did. But what's your kind of thought process when you kind of suffer a defeat like that, no matter what angle it comes from, because obviously a defeat's a defeat. So how do you keep yourself positive when that happens?
I mean, honestly, it hurts. It's horrible. The lowest lows and the highest highs in this sport when I lose, but my mindset doesn't even change after I lose. Like, I go in there knowing that I put my all in, knowing that I did everything in my power that I could. And a lot of times it's fight IQ that gets messed up or game plan that gets messed up.
Sure.
Or maybe something just happens where I don't react properly. And so I talk to coaches, discuss the mindset changes, train under duress. Train where I'm hurt or tired and sore and keep training. That way I get used to that heat in the cage.
Right.
And basically do the same thing I've always done. Just try to improve between every single fight, both mentally, physically, spiritually, all of it.
Right.
There's no real mindset change. It's just a matter of elevating every time between the fights.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's really great. I mean, and sort of that train of thought rather too is that keeps you all completely together. There's not anywhere you're lacking where your mindset is off or your physical aspect. Everything is unified where you kind of keep that train proverbially going forward and keep rolling, which is great because losses are hard. I mean, we all deal with that too, and we know it's inevitable. It's got to happen at some points, but it's just a question of, do we get back up or do we let it kick us in the gut and knock us down to where a lot of people just want to give up. So I think that's really important, and that's key there. When you are in that kind of mindset, especially leading, like now you went from that fight back in June, and then of course you're on your tour circuit, and then this other fight came up, which was in the end of July there. When you start your preparation, and I know you have said you are very dedicated come fight week when you know it's slated and ready to go, how do you incorporate that or continue to, obviously you rev things up because you know that something's going to happen there, but how do you transition there, especially when a fight like that comes up suddenly and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I mean, you are prepared, but what is the tempo like and how quickly can you adjust to that when you know, okay, I came from this to another fight coming up? How do you handle those changes if they come up quickly like that?
Like I said, even outside of fight camps, I train pretty much the exact same. I train the same hours a day. I train the same practices a day. The only thing that changes really is the intensity of those practices and the game planning that goes on behind the scenes.
Okay.
So obviously I get pushed a lot harder cardio-wise when it's short notice. Like my coaches want to make sure I never get tired in there.
Okay.
Because it's one thing to lose from skill or lose from injury or whatever else. It's another to lose because you were tired and out of shape.
Absolutely.
Right? And that is not something you want to represent yourself as a professional athlete of any sort. And so we always make sure that's ready by just basically putting me through hell and back, right? So go through, just tire me out, wear me out, still make me fight, then have me spar. After I'm worn out, tired, want to quit, then they throw me into the fire and make me spar. And when it's short notice, we have to do that. When it's longer term, it'll just be handled accordingly based on my shape. Like maybe I'll have 5 rounds instead of 3 rounds of sparring just to get myself in shape. But when I'm short notice, maybe it's killer, make her run sprints, make her do some grappling exchanges, then throw her in for different rounds, right? So it just changes purely the intensity of the training, nothing else.
Now, do you, at any point, I'm not sure if this has ever been sort of your preparedness, do you ever go back and review footage of yourself, as in, say, for example, in a loss situation, I know obviously the question is, what did I miss? Could I have done better? Do you ever review the tape, as they kind of say, Just
I review all my tapes, wins, losses. When I have an opponent, I go and watch all their fights.
Mhm.
They're available for me to watch, especially recent years.
okay.
I watch their fights. I find out what I think their weaknesses are, where I can capitalize. And usually I try to be confident in every area, but sometimes people have their trademark moves or they're only strikers, they're only grapplers, or whatever else, and you want to be prepared for that.
Sure.
Sometimes I'll even watch some of their interviews to see how their mindset is.
Oh, okay.
What they go into the fights like. And then I watch my own fights and try to criticize them as if I was my opponent doing the exact same thing that I'm doing to
Interesting.
my opponent. And be like, oh, okay, where are Miranda Maverick's holes? What
Mhm.
does she lack in? What are they going to try to target? What is their game plan going to be to fight me? And usually it's pretty easy to figure out, especially based on my last couple fights. They might be like, oh, that Miranda lacks in this area, or this hasn't been tried before. Why don't you do this? And I try to watch my own, analyze that, and improve myself in those areas every time, regardless of who I'm fighting.
That's interesting. And, again, as I said, you take that's really planning ahead, and you take the blueprints and you really just take it down to the T. Like, you don't leave any information out of the loop. It's interesting, especially I like the fact when you look at it as your own worst enemy, where you are looking at yourself as an opponent because you're trying to get that mindset there. Is there something when you do that, when you watch yourself, and let's just say if you're in that mindset of an opponent, what are some of the, I don't know if you would call them fatal flaws, if you will, or some things that you pick out that you see anything regularly when you look at yourself from the outside perspective, or things that you notice that you say, oh, that's what Miranda does do or doesn't do? Do you kind of see a similar pattern in some cases, or does it kind of change depending on what the fight situation is?
It definitely changes based on my fights. It also changes based on the years, like certain fights that you watch of mine. I'm obviously not going to say on here what I think my actual weaknesses
Sure,
are,
no, of
what I
course.
need to work on. But every fight changes,
Mhm.
In some fights, I'm just on my absolute A game, like the
Mhm.
best I've ever been. And other times, we happen to have bad days when we fight, and that sucks too. The
Sure.
Jasmine fight, I got an injury in round 2. Can't really help that, but I could
Yeah.
have helped my reaction to it. So it's just kind of a mindset, being prepared for those things to happen, envisioning them happening so that I can react accordingly.
Now, I'm not sure, we may have asked this the last time we had you there, but has there been, other than, I know Jasmine was most recently, have you ever had a situation where you, even if as minor as it can be, suffered an injury in match where you have to tell yourself, you're trying to encourage yourself to keep going if you can, obviously not putting any risk on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had that situation where again, you're not planning, all of a sudden it's like, oh geez, like worst possible time, and you're trying not to let that show, obviously, as a weakness too.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had that kind of unique situation where you've been there, kind of, what do you react and what do you do?
My Erin Blanchfield fight, which I also lost, it was already in round 3. She was already winning the fight. When I got taken down, I twisted my ankle really badly and ended up fracturing a bone in my foot at the time. And I remember it happening and me being like, that was bad. Like, I'm not going to be able to stand on this. And I would try to bridge or whatever else, and my foot was just not
Couldn't
working,
do it.
right?
Yep.
So there was that, but I couldn't really do much about it. I wasn't able to get out of the fight. I fought through it and, finish the fight, I guess you'd say, but I didn't win the fight, clearly. But that's really the only other time. I've had injuries, little things in my fights, but I've gotten hurt a lot worse in training than I've ever gotten hurt in my fights, and that's really scary as well. But obviously it's controlled. I can stop right then and go get it taken care of.
Well, that's great. Yeah. I mean, and things, any athlete training that you know that there's always risks of injuries, and obviously in your competitiveness and what you do, that's kind of par for the course, I'm sure, in a lot of cases where you have to be prepared.
We walk in knowing all the risks, and our lives are literally on the line when we go
Sure.
in there. And we know that. And I've been really blessed not to get hurt too bad in any of my fights. Like, I've never really been sent to the hospital and had to recover. I've never had stitches.
That's great.
I've never had any broken bones from a fight beyond that little hairline fracture.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had a lot of stuff happen in training, like I said. So it's just part of it. And the sucky part is we don't get paid healthcare stuff for training things, only
Imagine
for
not.
fight problems. And that's kind of unfortunate part of not only our profession, but the promotions as a whole. MMA isn't that old. It doesn't have a lot of healthcare combined yet, which I hope one day will be the case.
Yeah.
And it sucks, especially because we use our bodies like they're literal weapons every single day.
Well, and that's a good point too. And I mean, of course, you look across major sports across the board there, but any athletes that put their bodies on the line there, and even whether you have minor injuries of a short period of time or one or two significant injuries, at some point, as you had mentioned before, obviously retirement's going to happen down the road. But even after you hang the gloves up, if you'll pardon my metaphor there, the injury factor can still follow you long after that's over. So I know we mentioned that last time. Have you ever thought about, could something be career ending there? But when you think about that, what is it that, I mean, obviously you love what you do because you continue to push to be the best there. But when that kind of thought process goes, do you kind of have those moments where you say, not so much it could be career ending, but do I want to risk it for the fact that if I have an injury that even though I know I have a plan to walk away, this is going to follow me probably the rest of my life? Does that kind of ever sort of even cross your thought process, even just a little bit?
It does. I want a family in the future. I want to be able to live a life, and this is just a short chapter in that lifetime. So certain severe injuries, of course, there's that mindset of, listen, like if doc tells me I can't fight anymore and I get 3 different opinions from 3 different renowned doctors, then I'm not going to fight anymore.
Sure.
There's tons of other potential that I have in this life. I don't need to literally kill myself or make myself have some permanent injury because I decided to be stubborn and go after this so-called dream when I could literally make as much money not doing MMA right now.
Sure.
Like I could go with my actual job, start working on my career, investing in a business, which is the future plans, just not right now, because I don't ever want to have one of those things where I'm 10 years from now looking back and going, I wish I would have.
Yeah, that's kind of the thought process. I've been down that road myself several times, and even though it can be daunting, and I've never had always positive reinforcement of going for those pursuits, but I've always tried because I've had that same mindset of I don't want to look back and say, I'd rather know I tried it and it didn't work than I just decided to bypass it entirely, which is a really great point. One of the things I really love too is I did watch a little bit of the interview you gave after the Jasmine fight, and what's really unique, and obviously, not to sugarcoat it to you, but your complete absolute humbleness when you share that. And, obviously, as you said, the defeat was not what you wanted or expected, but you gave a lot of credit, especially when you said, Jasmine came in, she worked her butt off, she wanted it, she was prepared, and she just went to town. Obviously things happened for you, things did or didn't happen rather that, could have went a different way. But how important is that? And I'm not sure, I mean, I don't know how well if you know her or have any sort of other than professional relationship, but how important is that for you, not so much even you, but other athletes to what's the word I'm looking for there, to encourage one another? Even for you in a moment of defeat, you were still encouraging to her to help, prop her up and give her respect there due. Yeah. How important is that?
I try to make it, if it's mutual, it's mutual. If they're going to be respectful to me, I be respectful back, and I try to never be that person that shit talks or says things that are untrue in any way. Like the Priscilla fight, there were definitely some negative things that went on, but I wish her the best. I wish her family the best. I know she takes care of her mother, I believe it is, and her brother. So I don't want anything that I say or anything even that she's done to end her career, make her life harder. I wish her the best. I hope God blesses her and every other fighter, anyone that's really trying to work for their dreams and trust in him. And Jasmine was nothing but nice to me before, during, after the fight. So I figure be respectful back. I never have any ill will until we get in that cage, right? Once the door closes, you're my worst enemy.
Game time,
You're the one who signed on the dotted line, so whatever happens in there happens.
Fair game.
As soon as we get out, we're all athletes. We worked our butt off to get to this point. If we're in the UFC, we're one of the best in the world, and that means some aspect of our mindset is similar.
Absolutely.
Right? And I respect anyone who will put that much of their life on hold, that much of their mentality going forward into something that not only they love to do, maybe they're forced out of desperation to do it, but they're working hard and became one of the best in the world because of their work ethic.
Yeah, no, that's great. And again, that's nothing but positives there. And again, love your mindset for that because that's always encouraging. Now, if you care to share or want to share, and I don't know because I haven't looked too deeply in it, has there been a moment where, I guess the appropriate term is, you've been called out? Maybe not necessarily in a friendly manner, if that's the fair way to put it. I don't want to say it was downright a dirty call out, but has there been a moment where you've had someone really say that they want to take you to town rather and, not giving you your respect and props? And if that's the case, how do you respond? Because obviously that's a lot of heavy criticism coming at your door. How would you or do you respond?
I think you're talking about the Molly fight, you know.
Okay, that might be the one, yeah.
Yeah, Molly McCann said some things, but you have to give her... So there's like a big story behind that. I had already called her out once. She had, I wouldn't say refused it, but she never like responded
Acknowledged.
to it, nothing, saw the message, and ignored it. And I was like, okay, whatever. So after her fight, I made a Twitter, and I was like, oh, I wasn't too impressed. Maybe you should fight somebody, that isn't a can, something like that.
That's fair.
I was just trying to get hype behind the fight. That's
Sure.
part of it. This is an entertainment industry.
Of course.
That's the whole point of sport.
Absolutely.
And said something along those lines. A reporter asked her after her fight what she thought about people calling her out, and he mentioned me by name as one of the people who called her out. Now you have to think she was already drunk, right? After her fight, she already drank like
celebrating
a whole howler whiskey bottle, So
sure.
Her response, I'm sure, was something she regretted later on the next day.
Gotta be. I would hope, yeah.
And it ended up being funny banter, honestly, and got a lot of hype behind it. The fight never happened. She ended up fighting Erin, lost to her, and it's kind of been a trek down ever since. So I doubt we'll ever meet in the cage. But when that happens, really, I just find it thrilling. Like, it's part of the sport. I love having the banter going on. I love getting hype behind a fight. I love really, like, selling the fight, making the fans happy. Like, that's the whole point behind it. I'm usually pretty chill. I'm usually pretty level-headed. But if there's some stuff thrown my way, I'm ready to go with the comebacks.
No, that's really great. I mean, and again, it's kind of the method of taking the high road, no matter what the circumstances, because even if somebody were to play it dirty, if you want to refer it that way, there really is no benefit for you to sink to that level, because it's just kind of playing in that hand. And yet, you can, as you said, you can take it and twist it and have fun with it, but you don't have to let it fester where it gets personal. And
yeah, exactly. Like, my coach is big about, it doesn't matter what they do, like, focus on yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We focus on ourselves going in there. If they're good at something, it doesn't matter. It's not like I change exactly how I fight because of them.
Sure.
I fight how I fight, and I bring it into my game, and it's the same way emotionally. Like, preparing for this last fight, it was like, all right, there's been some dirty dealings go on in the past.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be cautious of it, but at the end of the day, I'm going to go in there and just do what I do. And that's kind of, how it works in every aspect of this sport.
What is, if you had to share with anybody, whether perspectives, those that, we talked about, like your sister's pursuing that same career or anything, what's one big thing you've learned in the industry that you feel is important that you'd want to share? And again, you may have shared, but just to kind of put you on the spot there for that you want to have a message, even as a parting gift eventually when you find the end of the career. What's something you want to leave as a lasting impression for even future fighters coming down the road that's huge that they should know, like, fairly quickly?
Yeah. Well, there's one thing for fans and other people, and then there's another for fighters. For fighters, I'd say make sure you promote yourself. Start the social media when you're young. Look for sponsors. Hustle. Don't be afraid to ask people to support you, because it's not like you're holding your hands out begging for money. It's like, listen, I'll give you exposure. I'll give you advertisement in exchange for you helping me. So one thing I was very direct with my sister and with other young fighters I've been around is use social media. It's such a good business platform nowadays. Use it to the best of your ability and try not to sell yourself out, right? Like, know your worth.
Of course.
Within that, especially me as a Christian, obviously I don't want to go and be an OnlyFans. And not that OnlyFans, they're trying to change their whole look of what they have now, putting on training videos and stuff like that. But the OnlyFans side of
the negative stuff.
Your body to make a dime.
Right, yep.
Exactly. So social media is important. If you're not a Christian and you're fine with that, I guess make your money. Right?
Yeah.
So I was big about my sister going out there, finding sponsors, finding ways to make money outside of just the sport, because especially as an amateur or low-level professional, you're going to take years to get to the top where you're actually getting paid, and you've got to make a living.
Sure. Of course.
To non-fighters, to fans, to anyone watching, my thing is, like, I try to go out there and make a positive impression on anyone I meet, whether it's the security person at the UFC, whether it's my bosses at UFC, whether it's the fans. Like, I try to interact with fans more than I think most fighters do my best to have meet and greets, teach seminars, do that kind of thing, because to me, it's almost a way to spread the gospel. Right? Like, using my platform to represent good causes, to glorify God, to use what I've been given by my family, by God, by anyone who's had any influence on my life, positive or negative, because both of those drive me to succeed. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want all of that to be multiplied by me and given to other people. Let the goodness spread. and try to keep the negativity out of it.
Yeah,
but
no,
I will tell you I've got like 2 minutes.
No, that's fine. No, we're going to wrap up here anyway. But no, I appreciate that. I agree with you entirely. I'm the same way. God-given gifts are there. You want to use it. And, of course, we always want to do I always say I want to use my full potential, what God gave me, and that's really what you're here for. I don't want to just be idly through life and not have a purpose. There's a purpose why we're here, right? So that's amazing. That's incredible. And, again, such a positive message there, of course, and again, we love talking to you about that because, we try to reach out and share to a plethora of people as well. And, just it's important. And that's kind of what we do too, like you're doing. So we have that similar simpatico-ness there. But, we really appreciate for that. Now, we have been sharing, and we're going to let you just mention that quickly before we say goodbye to you. Obviously, pointing you to how fans can support you. You do have your merchandise available, which I think we shared the store before, but anything new there, anything you want to share to anybody listening that might be interested, any merchandise that you have available and how they can help support you?
Yeah, I'll just re-say it again. I have my website that is fearthemaverick.net. I'm also going to be doing periodic auctions, definitely after all of my fights, but sometimes in between with some of my former UFC gear, some UFC walkout stuff, including like duffel bags, training worn gear. I'm going to be selling stuff like that for different causes. Sometimes just for my own cause once in a while.
Sure.
But usually I'll be giving 50% to different causes here and there. I think my next one I'm going to go for is St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
But I'm big about the human trafficking thing right now too.
Yes.
So we raised quite a bit of money for them last time around on my auction. I sold all my UFC 291
wonderful.
walkout stuff, gave half of it to Underground Railroad. And I encourage anyone to go not just support that, but just support anything fighting against human trafficking. Keep your eyes open. It happens everywhere all the time.
Yeah, sadly that is true. But that's a great, wonderful thing. And again, quite the humanitarian part for you. But that's just a way to give back, which is absolutely fantastic. And of course, we love having you here. We hope we can see you again. We hope that you'll have quite a few more fights lined up, and we're hoping more successes. And we pray for you and wish for the best. Hopefully things will go in your favor, especially safety for you, because we obviously don't want you to pile up the injuries, because we would love for you to have that dream when you retire eventually and go off and explore other avenues. But it's been so nice having you back here. Thank you so much. Again, we appreciate that. We know you're so busy, but we're glad you take the time to talk to us, the little people. We hope we can set something up again. Let us know. We will continue to follow you on social media. We share it with everybody. And for you guys listening too, make sure you check out Miranda. She's on social media there. Give her some support. We look forward to talking with you again soon, Miranda. We wish you the best. Take care, and God bless. Talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. Talk to you later.
Have a good night. Good night. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you guys. That was Miranda Maverick joining us, and gotta say, it's never disappointing. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. It can never actually put into words what that means there. So many great things that she shared, and just such a pleasure. So make sure you guys go and support her. Again, remember, we have the autograph photo that we want to give away too. That will help. A lot of great things that she's doing there. Check out fearthemaverick.net. There are plenty of merchandise. You guys can see that. We'll hope to have her back again. Great stuff. We're going to take another pause here. We'll come back. I'm going to pick maybe another episode or two that we're going to play just to give you some greatest hit clips for us to finish off our anniversary weekend for you guys. And then we'll wrap up for the evening. A great way, obviously, to wrap up this weekend and to celebrate 1 year of being on the air. And here's to another year going forward as well. Stay tuned for more. Please do not go away. We will be back shortly with more. We're going to play some clips for you guys there to end the night. Send your weekend off right and give you a great chance to start looking forward to next time when we see you guys again. So don't go away. Plenty more yet to come. We're going to wrap up soon, but we're not done yet. Stick around. We'll see you in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Hey there, do you love podcasts? Are you having difficulty finding the right ones to listen to? Is it frustrating when you're trying to pick that show? You know, the one where everyone must collectively agree on? Like finding a good movie or TV show to watch, do you look for the most jam-packed entertainment that's possible to find in a single episode every week? Then search no more, and welcome to J&J Production Studios. It's our business to provide the best entertainment and information available for you. Whether you're sitting in that comfy chair with your favorite snack and beverage listening live each week, or downloading your favorite show episodes to take with you on the go while you're at work, exercising, or even just to play at night for you to fall asleep to. There's something for everyone, no matter what size, shape, or age you are. Visit www.linktree.com/J_J Production Studios to find all the streaming services where our podcast shows can be found. You can also connect with us on your favorite social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. You can join our public Discord server and chat directly with us. But wait, there's more. You can subscribe to our official YouTube channel and be notified every time a new show is broadcast. Wish you could have some studio souvenirs or collectibles? Guess what? You can. Visit the official store where you can purchase items featuring your favorite podcast and show hosts. Would you like to help support us? You can do that by getting your very own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. All proceeds go to help us upgrade our shows, which will only enhance the entertainment provided to you. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you as an audience. Your love and support are always appreciated. We'll see you soon.
Are you enjoying the show? Do you want even more great content? Then check out the What's Up Bro podcast show's link tree for all studio accounts, including the official show website, brought to you by J&J Production Studios. Catch all your favorite episodes of the show when they're uploaded. Curious to know who makes the show possible? Meet the cast and crew. Discover the magic behind the microphone, not just in front with our staff bios. Want to chat with other audience fans? Enter the forums section. Talk, engage, and interact with listeners from all over the globe. Not on social media and want the latest information? Then subscribe to the podcast newsletter and get everything delivered straight to your inbox. No matter what, you'll always stay connected. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
All right, welcome back, you guys. So glad you hung out there, and hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight because it's absolutely fantastic. It's always a pleasure to talk to Miranda. We look forward to having her back again soon. Hopefully, she will have some more fights penciled in we can talk to her about, but it's just so amazing, and just everything that she shared, it's just incredible. I don't know how else to captivate it and put it into words, but really an inspiration for that. And I hope that she will leave an impact on the UFC fight world and on other fighters, and as she said too, even fans, before she hangs up her gloves to call it a career. The great ones always do that. So she's definitely on the right track with a positive message, and we hope and wish her the best going forward, and we'd love to catch up with her down the road. And again, of course, remember, check out fearthemaverick.net. Get your official merchandise there. Plenty of stuff to go. Check it out. She said as well she will run up some auctions there, so maybe some new stuff will pop up. If you're interested, make sure you get yourself in there. You don't want to miss out on a great opportunity. If you are just tuning in live, welcome. It is the What's Up Bro podcast show. Sam Crow here with you. Big Hoss not here tonight. He's out and about. Mr. Fire, unfortunately, not here. We tried to communicate with him. A bit of a change. I think he was waiting for us to come in, so we apologize there. We'll have him back next weekend, but everything kind of got sidetracked trying to get Miranda in here, which was our big plan for tonight. So we'll be back to normal with that next weekend. Before we wrap things up, though, we are going to play one more clip in honor of our 1-year anniversary, and I'm actually going to play for you the latest clip we did into the martial arts world, which we recorded that right before, excuse me, I left for vacation, rather. And so I want to play that a little bit for you guys. I actually have not heard this back anyway, so I'm kind of curious to see how it sounds. Again, audio adjustments are what they are, and even with Miranda, I know last time, it's probably going to be the same this time. There might be some glitches there. It's just the internet sometimes, but hopefully you'll get enough of a gist. You can always crank your volume up and make sure that you can hear it. I try to do that too on my end, and I apologize if I was super loud. I had it mostly for her to make sure we could get as much of her as possible. So, but let's listen to that. I'll play that just for a couple of minutes just to get going. I'm probably going to skip ahead at least to where we start talking just so we can get right into that. We'll play that for just a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to sign off for the evening to say farewell to this weekend and until next time. But this is, and again, just to preface this if you haven't heard it, this was a latest episode of Into the Martial Arts World with Ramsey Veach. We recorded it, we recorded it the week before we went on vacation and uploaded it when I came back. So we kind of sort of timed that. So we'll play this here for you guys to enjoy. This is a great way to cap off the weekend. And again, curious to hear how it sounds because I didn't listen to this back, and I still haven't, so this is going to be a first for me too, so we'll see how this plays out. It's super long. If you want to go back and listen to it on your own time, you can. You don't have to listen to all of it right now. We're obviously not going to play all of it now, but we'll play just a few minutes to give you the idea of it, and hopefully we'll have Ramsey back soon. We're going to put something in the books. He's definitely one of our favorite guests to have back here. We have a couple others that we're trying to work in here as well. We'll keep you guys updated with that when we get confirmation. But this is episode number 6 of Into the Martial Arts World with Ramsey Veach. Enjoy this. We'll play it for maybe about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and wrap things up. Hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Again, such a special treat having Miranda here. Cannot wait to have her back again. So here we go. Check this out. Into the Martial Arts World. Let's go. So there you guys go. You get the gist of that. I apologize. And again, I know the audio is kind of low. If you need to turn it up, you can, because also we're using microphones here, which we do try to compensate. Again, we're still trying to kind of experimenting with the sound that we have. So, but if you have a headset on, or if you're listening to the earbuds, and again, you can always crank the volume up. I'm not sure how it sounds on the podcast angle, but you can adjust volume. So if you need to do that, again, still a work in progress. We're still trying to find ways to make it work, but we do the best that we can. I mean, audio-wise, other than being a little low, and again, this is the first time I've heard this, it actually isn't bad clarity-wise, so at least there is that going for us. I'm probably going to listen to the episode with Miranda later on and see how that sounds, because she was pretty loud and clear, and we had her cranked up on the volume side. But yeah, there you go. Into the martial arts world, it was great. Again, I wanted to go a little bit longer there, but I figured you kind of get the idea. And again, you can always listen to the episode on your own. I just wanted to play that as a highlight because that's been a great series that we had, and we look forward to another episode again soon. But great way to captivate us for our 1-year anniversary. And, you know, props and cheers to you all. Here's to another great year. Here's hoping that we can continue to grow, continue to exceed your expectations, and get better at what we're doing. We are working tirelessly to make sure that we provide the best content available to you guys. But we're so incredibly grateful for you to be on this journey with us. And we hope that, you know, you've had as much fun as we've had and are looking forward to the things just like we are too. And who knows, maybe we will find newer, even greater things to come up as we move forward as well. But that's the magic and the mystery and beauty of it. So we hope you'll come with us and maintain that great relationship there. We care about each and every one of you, and we're so thankful that you are here. Of course, for Big Hoss and Mr. Fire and all of our other friends too, Big Hoss's message, of course, don't drink and drive. Be, party hardy, but be safe and be responsible. And of course, for me, for you guys, be happy, be healthy, and be safe. We know COVID is rising up again in some places, so please make sure you use as much protection for yourself and be cautious as much as possible, especially out in public there. Try not to get sick. Do your best. But we're so thankful, you guys, that you joined us, and for all of us here at J&J Production Studios. Again, much love to you all. Thank you to our special guest, to Miranda, coming back. Again, we'll be in touch with her, hopefully have her back down the road. I know she's taking a little bit of a break right now, but she is on the ready, kind of like the fire department. As she gets the call, she's jumping back into action. She has not lost a step. She is quite back in shape and ready to go. So we'll keep you guys posted there as well once we find out more details. But check out fearthemaverick.net. All kinds of neat merchandise you can get there for yourself and help support there. She has auctions going for charity. Another great way to help out too. A great humanitarian work there as well. Make sure you guys throw your support there. We will share updates on social media. Make sure you follow us too so you get all those important notices as well. And of course, though, as always, until next time, you guys, we will be back next weekend for more great new episodes. And also keep your eyes and ears open. We may do a couple other podcasts coming out for new episodes. We kind of try to stagger those. So if scheduling allows, we'll try to get out maybe another episode, or we're going to have an episode of the review show, one of the brand new shows that we have very soon. But we might do another ASMR episode. So make sure you keep your eyes and ears open and stay glued to social media, as well as checking out on YouTube, because videos will be posted there as well. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We'd really appreciate that. And click the notifications bell to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. We'll see you all very, very soon. We love you all so much. Until next time, when we see you at the show. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the What's Up Bro show. Catch all the latest live action on your favorite podcast streaming services, including Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. You can also check out episodes on the studio's official YouTube channel. Subscribe and become a member today. Don't forget to also turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. Stay tuned and don't miss a single moment. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, we will see you at the show.